Let's check cup number 2. Good morning. Happy Saturday. What's everyone up to? Just waking up, maybe? Been up for a while. Maybe you're on the other end of the pond and it's already afternoon, past lunch. What's up, Jim? Good morning to you. What do you got going on today? I can tell you I am not going to be going to the Midwest Knife Makers Guild show, which is on the south side of Minneapolis, unfortunately. Good morning, Mo Patty. I don't know. Forgot. Time goes by. Donnie messaged me yesterday. It was like, oh, dude, we totally forgot about this show. Yard work today. Yeah, I'm going to save some of that for tomorrow. We're going to hang out here for a bit. I'm going to do a couple things around here. Then I'm going to go meet up with some family. Got some nephews' games today. And then we might get into working on a few of these handle projects, getting kind of going on that. So I'm going to ask everyone for some advice in a little bit here on which materials to do with which knives or what you guys want to see. Maybe help me make some decisions. Coffee's still a little too hot. What are you getting into today, Mo Patty? Yeah, that needs a few more minutes. You got to get that coffee at the exact perfect temperature. I usually add a little bit of cold water to it. Good morning, Fred. Just so that it starts getting closer to the temperature so I can start drinking it sooner. Haven't posted the video yet for today. It's still uploading, but this is one of the knives from Kevin Smith and Knives collection. I'm going to flip it around so it's not backwards for you guys. Oh, hey. Ooh. So we got Kevin's really nice Herman today. There's the info. Mantis folder, titanium, M398. Look at this case. You hear that plane flying over? Wow, I'm doing good, Fred. How are you? Look at this T20 full. This is heavy. Custom T20 for the pivot on the Herman. Let me set this stuff out of the way here. Look at that, huh? Herman Mantis, Kevin Smith and Knives collection, on loan. Boom. Really cool knife. Premium all the way. This titanium is great. That texture on the top, those little dots right there. Cool stuff. Flips out nice. But yeah, I got that video edited. I don't really edit, I guess uploaded. Finishing up the thumbnail and stuff like that, and that will post in the next couple hours after that. Look at this knife-like object. What's up, Neil? How you doing? What are you getting into today? Solid stuff. Whew, I kind of need to go back to bed. Another one of those days. I just woke up earlier than I needed to. And then laid there for like an hour. Hello, I'm from Minnesota. How's it going in Iran? Making matcha, going to the show. That'll be fun, Neil. The Midwest Knife Makers Guild show is today, and I didn't know about it because I wasn't in the loop at the time. And Donnie reminded me of it a lot. He's like, dude, we forgot about this. I'm like, oh, bummer. I'm not going to be able to get down there today. It's not a... Donnie, you woke up at 5? Yeah, I was up at like little before 6, just like, oh, God, what is... My brain turns on and I can't turn it back off. Not going to be able to get to the knife show today. It is basically an exclusive Midwest knife makers show. So a lot of customs, not really any actual companies are there. A couple of tables will have some other knives and stuff. American Edge will have a selection of some nice premium knives and stuff, but mostly it's going to be custom makers. But I am not going to be able to get there. Unfortunately, I got family stuff going on today. Stefan, what's up, Stefan? Let me read this before I fall into something here. I have a trivia question for you. Who was originally cast to play Marty McFly in Back to the Future? Eric Stoltz is the answer to that one. He was a little too quirky, didn't quite fit the parts. They had to reshoot maybe a third of the movie.
Markson Kowalski subscribes to the channel.
Thank you for subscribing, Marskin. Stefan, wow, great answer. I got lucky on that one, I guess. Do your toenails violently curl backwards? They can. You got to take care of it. You got to cut them correctly. I kind of keep on top of my nails. Think they're all in good shape. Dank with the film knowledge. You know, you could ask me some other question about some other movie and I could totally get it wrong. I just happened to, I got that one. I'm an 80s kid, you know, so what sport? Hockey and baseball. So they're actually just finishing up baseball and then hockey will be starting soon. Both of them had a pretty good year. My sister's kids, they're both basically between like 11 and 15 age area. But they're getting good, fun to watch. Try to get out when I can. I'm going to meet them later today, or actually around noon or 1, I think. Wow. What was the license plate number from the GT500 in Need for Speed? I don't know. Charlene or something like that. I don't know. See, there you go. As soon as we answered question 2, I'm 50-50. What's the world's largest living land mammal predator? Predator? How do we get on this trivia? We need to be doing horror movie trivia. What is the movie, what is the slasher movie? Polar Bear. That makes sense. What is the slasher movie where the main killer wears a owl mask? If you watch the channel and been around for a while, you might know the answer to that one. If you like horror movies, you might know the answer to that one. What is my favorite Friday the 13th? Just finished the Terminal List Dark Wolf. What? Is that a show that I'm not aware of? Terminal List Dark Wolf. Is that the whole title? I'm going to write this down. What's that on? What's it about? I don't even know. It's got an interesting name. Prime. I'll have to look it up, Nick. What's going on? I haven't watched too many shows lately. I've been just stuff going on, working on the channel, more projects and things to do than I have time for. So getting into like a show, sometimes I just put on stuff in the background, movies I've seen before or whatever, then I can also get some other things done. But I put in like a show I haven't really watched, and then you basically sit down and watch it, and then you put in the next episode, and then hours go by, and I haven't watched any shows lately. Going to watch American Primeval tomorrow. I've heard that's good. Good morning, Brian. Brian, Midwest Knife Makers Guild show is in Bloomington today. Not going to be there. Unfortunately. Very short episodes per season. We were talking about this, was that yesterday? How like series back in the day when like you watch like MacGyver or any of the older shows, a season would be like 20, 30 episodes, and they'd be like an hour long. You know, like 24 episodes, 1 hour. That's one season. The season ends, and then in the fall, the next season starts, and it's another 24 episodes. Now we get like 5 to 10 episodes. They're less than an hour long, and it takes 2 years for the next season to come out. Blacklist would do 25 episodes. That's how they all were back in the day. Like a season of television you're on once a week. It would be every week for an hour for the entire fall through the winter. I mean, they're still good. They're definitely still good, but it's like they sum it up so fast. 6 episodes, 30 minutes a piece, stuff like that. You're like, why not? Don't have enough good writers out there. I'm not writing stuff, so I can't really say, but I think that's it. There's just not enough good writers out there making good stuff. People are too lazy and just stealing ideas and repeating stuff and making remakes. It's like, oh, we're lazy. I can't think of anything. Let's just redo this show, poorly, and then not research it. And how about we don't even watch the show, and for like references and stuff. We'll just make it better without even knowing about the show. Like then you lose the old audience. Star Wars. Cheers. That's good stuff. Last Midwest Knife Makers Guild show, I picked up the Sheriff. I bet you he's going to be there. Good old Mr. Sheriff himself. One-off 154 cm, little fixed blade with a really nice full tang piece of 154. He makes larger knives. He had some larger, bigger, different knives and kitchen type knives and hunting type knives. And then he had this one, and I'm like, ooh, are these popular? You only have one of them here, And he's like, nope, that was a one-off. He had an extra little chunk after making some other stuff, and it's like, what can I get out of that little piece of 154 that's kind of a thin end section or whatever? I love it. This thing is great. It's so unique. The handle is long and thin. I have a big hand. You kind of get stuck right in there. Got some just nice layered micarta. Nice grip. Hangs out the back. My thumb sits right in here. And this thing, this piece of paper, there we go. Wow, am I getting a burr on that end? It is slicey. I have never sharpened this. He got a nice mirror polish on there, mirror finish on that edge, and it's it's kind of like a scalpel, yeah, but it's thick. I think of a scalpel type knife. I mean, yeah, what do you call it? This is definitely more of like a scalpel, thin, slicey. This is the Angus from Baltic Blades. These are handmade customs. Cool stuff. Nice jimps on there. This is a thin, small, it's like a neck knife. Really not a large knife at all. Not much weight. Without the paracord. It's super light. So this one's a little bit bigger. This is like just to be the great, just at home, tearing open a box, cutting through some paper, cutting some tape, etc. I have a Tops street scalpel, full 1/4 inch thick, but the blade grind makes it thin. Tops makes some cool stuff. Tops has a lot of interesting outdoorsy, bushcrafty kind of things, crazy looking, huge, like wild stuff. They've got some neat things. They had one where it had, what was it? It had a thing on the side of it. So it was this blade, but then it had this little thing on the side. You could hold it up and it would give you distance and height, or like you could say like that out there, and you make this and it would give you, you could take like measurements with it. Definitely true outdoorsy kind of some stuff, and some wild, big, overbuilt things. It requires daily stropping. You gotta like 1095 though. Yeah, because all they have is those huge, crazy, wild stuff. I don't have anything, but I've definitely spent some time at their tables and blade shows. Don, you doing some sanding and stuff today, or what's going on a Saturday? I have several projects I want to do. Sometimes they play in CPM 154. That'd be nice. I'd be down with that. Although larger stuff, I like 154 for my like pocket knives and stuff, but as far as like big, huge blades and stuff, I'm not sure. You know, you get into a bigger Bowie like this, what's the best steels to use? Got to help the bro replace his driver's door. Got to weld a door. I have a couple scalpels. I like Schwartz knife scalpel and the Combat Beads Medic. I had my door ripped off of my car once when I was in California. It was like two lanes going each direction on the road, and then parallel parking on the side. And what happened was I went parallel parked on the side, right? And I literally, I could have been an idiot, you know, you swing your door open into a car, but I didn't, you know, and it's like, you can say whatever, never, you know, it's my side, your side, whatever. But I looked and there was no cars. But what happened is there were people walking on the street and they saw it. So I have the go ahead, but I looked and it was like there was nothing. I opened my door and I go to get out, and all of a sudden my door was just boom. And what had happened is there was two cars. There was a big like landscaping truck behind a car in the left lane, and they were coming through, and the guy behind decided to move over and pass, and so he gunned it, moved over to pass, and then caught my door. And so I'm sitting there, and I literally my arm could have been smashed, my foot could have been ripped, but literally just the door got ripped right out of my hand, my driver's door, and I was like, oh my God. And like, what just happened? And the thing is dude didn't stop. Dude was like, and just kept going. And so I didn't even get his plate. But it was like, I sat there, I was already in shock. It's like, wow, I almost lost my hand or whatever. And then the dude just kept going, and I'm sitting there like, what? You know, and then I kind of look and I go and I got to get out and move the door out of the road because it ripped off. And some like two people come over and they're like, oh my God, are you okay? And I'm like, I think so. And they're like, dude just barreled around and slant, you know. I was like, what? And so someone had already called 911 or whatever, I don't know. And then literally the cops showed up shortly thereafter, and it was like wild. It was like, where are they? And I'm like, they literally hit and ran, you know. I was like, what the hell? And I got the information, did the insurance, got the door fixed, put a new door on basically. There's a little bit of it was crazy because it didn't really do a whole lot to the body and stuff, the hinge. But like most of the damage was the door. It just kind of bent the door around, and then when it got past its spot, it just kind of somehow sheared it off. Morning brown sugar. And I got a new door, and I still have my arm. But I did not fix that myself. Donnie's going to be welding a door today, I guess. Try cold steel, says Aaron. I have some cold steel. All right, sorry I'm missing the chat. I got to catch up. Can't wait to see that one from Bless. Are you talking about front flippers? A Donnie front flipper? Your uncle does high-end copper work for buildings? Shoo! What's everybody else getting into today? Now my coffee is chilling. It's not quite as hot as it could be. I would like to get a nice Bowie. I'm not saying this isn't nice. This is basic standard issue Pakistan Rough Rider. So, sure. Is this cool? Yeah. Can you beat on it? Yeah. Guaranteed for life. Which is one of the things that makes it. That's not a knife. Yeah. See this? That's not a knife. Yeah, that's not a knife. That's a knife. I still laugh at this thing. This is, look, there's a choke up spot. You can get in there. I love it. Now that's a knife right there. You got your Rough Riders. These are, Pakistan, steel, brass. You got the wood and the stag in there. This thing is ridiculous. But what's crazy about these is they are guaranteed for life. So yes, is this the highest quality blade? No. Is it going to hold a crazy edge? No. But what do you need a crazy, crazy edge? Look at that hollow grind. What do you need a crazy edge on a monster like this? This is just ridiculous, right? But I could go out and hack and slash and beat the crap out of this and break it, and it's guaranteed for life. I mean, so I don't know how that works. Anybody ever mess with one of those and get a hold of Rough Rider, and what's the deal? Do they just give you a new one? I would assume they probably just give you a new one. What's up, Lou? Girlfriend. Sketches. Yeah. Ridiculous. And that's a huge chunk of steel. That's a huge chunk of steel. Who makes the Tonto that I got at Badger? iPack Survival USA. This thing is so dumb. 1/4 inch thick D2 iPack. I haven't really seen too much from them, but IPAK Survival USA. When you look on their site, they have a lot of interesting stuff. Yeah, that is an absolute huge chunk of D2. Got this at that Badger show in the spring. We'll have to go to that again. Brian, I want to come out. How far away are you from Minneapolis? 5-6 hours? Yeah, this thing is dumb. I love it, though. I love it. iPack. Anybody ever get any other things from iPack USA? Or Survival USA? It's a thing. It's definitely a thing. So, how many minutes to Wapner? 55 minutes till TKE goes on. It's got a cool shape. This is a project I want to do soon. I saw what Paul did. Paul, the peanut or snip. 3 hours to Minneapolis. Brian. Whisker Forge. And I just got to convince Brian to let Kenman come visit the Whisker Forge. Could have some fun. What's up, Vanderflip? How you doing, Greg? This is the Kaiser Mini Grouper. This is a button actuated liner lock. If you look right here, when I push the button, you can see that liner lock go in. So you have the strength of the liner lock, but the action of the button. Flipper tab, button, thumb stud, button only. Action is great. Fun knife, cool knife, right? But I saw what Paul did, and I want to do it. So hope you like bourbon when you visit. Was making some hot sauce the other night. Yeah, happened to be drinking a little of that myself. Carrying the Cormorant today. Oh, now I can't remember the name of that bottle. Oh, my brain just shut off. Crap. Yes, that makes it sound even better, Brian. Even better. What were your small knife do in front of a 6-foot stainless steel battle halberd? It all depends. It depends on the wielding person. I submit that someone could have that huge 6-footer and then another person could have this. And it doesn't mean the person who has this is going to lose. It's all about the skills and the movement. Can you get in? Once you get in past the distance, now what? You got a 6-foot sword and I'm right here. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to be able to take someone with a 6-foot sword. Not me. Not me. But yeah, I'm just submitting that I think it's more of the skills of the person and the tool that they're using. Yeah, the other thing is you got someone who's very skilled with that beast of a blade. How are you going to get in close? You might not be able to get in close. So you never know. You strike me as the type of guy who makes hot sauce and bathtub moonshine contraption. It's a little bit easier than that, Lou. I do ferment it, though. And I thought about doing the jar method, but I do the bag method. Let me grab a couple, I'll show you. Oh, yeah. This was my most recent from the other day, sitting in this, it's been sitting in the closet. There it is. So I made 3 hot sauces as an experiment. And so they are in this bag. You vacuum seal it and it goes, it gets really tight. But when it's fermenting, it makes naturally makes some gases. And those gases are blowing up these bags, making them bigger. I will cut that and bleed that gas out once it gets too large. But then you let them sit. People will do it in jars as well. These are tests, Nick. I'll explain. So you let them sit for at least a month, and then the sauce is ready, and you can let it go longer than that. Make sure I'm not, they're all still sealed, but there might be sauce on the edge. You get some of that, you touch your eye, you're in trouble. But those are test batches. So I have 3 sauces. And what I did is I made a base. And the base is red bell peppers, carrots, garlic, and salt. And so each one of those, like 80 to 90% of that sauce is bell peppers, carrots, and garlic, right? Then in each one, I did like a 10 to 15%. One of them is ghost peppers, one of them is scotch bonnets, and one of them is brain strain peppers. And so then what I have is I have 3 identical sauces, but the only difference is the hot pepper that was used. And so now we get to see what are the flavors that you get out of a ghost versus what do you get out of a scotch bonnet or something like that. So that's why they're smaller batches. This is going to end up being like one bottle of hot sauce. But what I've done is now I have the 3 different types, and we can do some experiments. And then what I do is when I make them, I label them like this is number 38. So I have all my sauces. I write down how much percentage I put in there and what the ingredients, what the makeup is of it, so that I could recreate it. So I can be like, all right, well, this one was 100 grams of bell peppers and whatever. What's cool is then if you have like a Scotch bonnet that's like 100,000 Scoville units, but you like jalapenos heat, like a jalapeno's got a little heat, but these are way up here. When you only have like 10%, so if it's 100,000, 10%, it's going to technically bring it down to like here. So now your Scotch bonnet flavor will have less heat, but you can still enjoy it. Looks sanitary. Well, if those mold, you'll know. I'd say maybe 1 out of every dozen or so bags I've done, you get one that can go bad if little air gets in there or something like that, and you will know. You will know because you'll look at it and you'll be like, oh, that's looking fuzzy, or that white or blue green kind of, you're like, okay, that's nasty. Versus these, you can basically tell it's healthy. When you look at it up close, you can see that it's nice. I have some that have been in the bag for like over a year plus, and they're still looking good. And then what happens is the pH drops, and when it becomes like a stable sauce, the pH will be like below like 4, and what that means is it's like basically shelf stable. So it's got such a low pH to it that you could then set it on the table and it doesn't age or change or go bad because it's,
VCFS22 subscribes to the
gets me
channel.
every time. Thank you, VCFS. Welcome to the channel. What was I saying now? Yeah. So because of the balance of it, mold can't grow in it. It basically can't go bad because it's such a low acid, which is great because then you can have sauces that you've had. I have a couple that have been fermenting for a couple of years. I don't know if they're going to get better. They're going to get worse. I just forgot about them. There they are. And I was like, ooh, should I leave this? It looks good though. You can always tell though if it's healthy or if it's moldy. And then when it's ready to go, I take that bag and you cut the end of the bag, you dump it into a blender. Or this is what I do. And I blend it all up and then run it through like a sieve, like a screen. And so then what happens is this nice and blended sauce. You run it through the screen, so then you got a nice smooth sauce that doesn't have any chunks or clumps in it. And then you end up with a pulp. And then you take the pulp and then you dry it. So I spread that out and dry it. And then you have, basically I run that through a coffee grinder, and then you have powder. So not only do you have the sauce, you have a powder. You can take that powder and put a little scoop of it in some spaghetti sauce or something like that, and it works great. Paul Mites, I was just talking about you, bro. I do want to do this. So we didn't even get to it. I got sidetracked. So he took a mini grouper like this and snipped the tip. So you get rid of that flipper tab. So no more flipper tabs sitting out the back. It opens this section up for the forward choil a little bit, right? Then take the thumb stud out and then cut a big old hole or an oval hole right there. And dude, so flicking hole, no flipper tabs, delete. Oh, looks super cool on the mini grouper. It's already a fun knife. It's a great knife. That lock, this design on this button liner lock is great. I really like it. Or get a Viper. How about both? I mean, if you look, I'm kind of not the type of person who says, or get this instead. I'm the type of person who says, get that as well. And I like them all. I like nice knives. I like silly, stupid knives like this Boker. Yes, I shook this out. Is this supposed to shake out? No, you flick it out. It's got a front flipper on it. But it also has a kukri blade that's so heavy that you can shake it out. You shouldn't be able to shake out knives. If you had a knife like this and you could shake it out, not safe. But when you have a knife like this, yeah, absolutely shake it out. I mean, so dumb. This is the Boker Magnum kukri folder. Looks like a boomerang. It's actually a little loose. Where's my driver? It's ridiculous, but I saw it and it was like, yep, I want one of those. I want one of those. I could have bought a first gen Viper for $17K 20 years ago. Should have bought it. Yeah. Yeah. Timing things. 25 years ago, I was looking at buying a 69 Dodge Charger and then restoring it because I couldn't afford, I mean, not that they were what they are now. We'll get to that. But back then, you have a Vaquero. Those are great. Vaqueros are cool. I do have some cold steel. We can look at that in a sec. But 25 years ago, you could price out and find like a chassis for a 69, 70 Dodge Charger that, you know, didn't have an engine or needed a lot of work, missing a lot of stuff. But you could find that for 5, 6, 7 grand. And then slowly spend the time getting all the parts and rebuilding it. Well, those are gone. Those days don't exist. You can't get that anymore. Most of them have been bought up and already been started to be restored or $100,000 plus dollar. First gen Vipers are not for the faint of heart. You guys ever watch, what's his name, Doug Dumiro or whatever? He reviews a lot of cars. I think he just posted another video about that first gen Viper. They're like just beast machines that aren't necessarily the safest sports car either. DeMuro. He's got some interesting, I've seen quite a few of his videos. Who needs traction control with an 8-liter V10? Lou wants to be in the will. God damn it. I'm losing it. I used to be able to do this. There we go. No radio, no AC, nothing. Just a motor, steering wheel. Boom.
Christopher Taylor subscribed to the channel.
What's up, Chris? Thank you for subscribing. Here's a fork. Brian made this from Whisker Forge. This is why I should go visit Brian at Whisker Forge. He designed this beautiful fork for me. We picked on the live stream how many tongs to put on the end. We were trying to decide 2, 3, 4. Oh, it fits great. If I want to eat some dinner, this is pro. I need a sheath for this. Anyone know how to make a sheath? No power steering, no ABS. You know it, bro. Why? I knew this girl had her dad had some Corvettes, and I got to drive a '59 Corvette 4-speed. Like you almost had to push to push the clutch in. It was like, oh my god, it was wild. But dude, that thing smoked, absolutely smoked. It's the Corvette where it's the convertible, and if I'm sitting this way, you look at the side, and it's got that scoop in the front. So it's black with that white scoop right there. Oh my god. Her dad had 4 Corvettes. He also had a 63 split window. That's the only year they had the split window in the back. 74 Stingray and an 86 ZR1 or whatever. Or was it 80? Either way. I got to drive all of them except for the 63 split window. He wouldn't let me touch that, which, I mean, the fact that he let me drive the 59 was just wild. But that 4-speed, you could hear that thing from like a half a mile away. It was so loud. It was so cool. I love cars. It would be cool if you used the fork to open a bottle of wine. I don't even, how do you, like, what would that be? You'd have to like stab in like that and pry it out? I've never even considered opening a bottle of wine with a fork. Go to the auction pretty much every year. Is it fun? Must be. You go every year. It must be. You know what's a great little fifth pocket? Boom. This little QSP Jig Titanium 72 Camaro Baby Blue Boss 459. Yeah. Yeah, but that's not, you're not getting into the, you're not, I mean, I'd have to sharpen. Dude, you corn cob. So, Chris, do you have a 72 Camaro or that's the one you like? I would get the 69 Dodge Charger. Either the metallic blue, the metallic kind of light blue, or the metallic kind of green. I wouldn't mind the black leather Landau back on the top. Sharpen the end. We could. I mean, turn this into a forkscrew. Forkscrew? Lexus LFA is your current grail. I still, got a place in my heart for the old Countach, either the Countach or the Diablo forkscrew. Something about them. I mean, they may not be the best for driving, but something about it. If you've ever seen like a Countach Lamborghini sitting next to you, you look at the back tires and they're like this wide, and the car is like this high off the ground, and then they start it, and it's just a thundering V12. Like I said, there's so many cars that'll go faster, have better performance, be more comfortable. But when you just sit and look at it, you're like, okay. Yeah. I mean, I had the car posters up on the wall when I was a kid. What was the one I had? Decisions. And it had a Ferrari Testarossa, Porsche 911, and a Countach Lamborghini. And then I had the 6-foot Countach poster up and a bunch of jet posters, F-16s, F-20s, F-14s, Phantoms. Oddly, the newer GTO they made looks like a Cavalier. First track day. Saw Countach. Yeah, dude. It's just so wild looking. Vector's also just, yeah. Yeah. Vector is like a doorstop. It's like just a wedge. Sick. 8:54. No projects this morning. DeMiro has a vid in the Vector. I've probably seen it. But I'm still telling you, we talked about this yesterday too. Give me a Pontiac Fiero, bro. See, that's almost attainable. I could probably buy a Pontiac Fi for like less than 10 grand. Let's find out right now. Pontiac Fiero for sale. Let's go. Used Pontiac Fiero near Minneapolis. We're doing it. 10 grand. Oh, dude. Tell me. Look at that. 1988 Pontiac, 9 grand. I don't like the maroon. I definitely like the red better. Let's look at this one. No, not that one. I misclicked. Come on, back up for me. That one. Oh, mama. You're like, Dan, you're 6'3". Yeah, but the Fiero has room. It's just a mid-engine, 2-seater, seat on the floor. I have headroom in the Fiero, which is wild. But it's because they don't have a back seat, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, the old Pontiac Fee, bro. They're small, mid-engine, rear-wheel drive. Just silly. And some people really make them look. I mean, you can do some wild stuff. My roommate back in college had one that had this huge wing on it. Look at that one. That is tasty. Right? I mean, sure. For everyone, no. But a classic 80s guy like myself, these things are so small, it's just silly. But clean, baby. The old Fiero, bro. It's a chick car. Toyota MR2 was a chick car, sure. But I mean, doesn't mean you couldn't rock it. Doesn't mean you couldn't rock it.
Bobby Son News subscribes to the channel.
What's up, Bobby son? How you doing? Welcome aboard. Del Sol, because the Del Sol has that removable removable top, which is cool. And yeah, you got to put a big engine in the Fiero, but it is a rear-wheel drive, and in the winter you can get that back end loose. They're fun. They're fun. They're tiny though. Magnosaurus has his brother has one of those Cavalier-looking GTOs, 400 horse. It's nasty. Those things will rip. And I mean, you get yourself a Volkswagen Golf convertible, and you're like, okay, this is a cheerleader's car. It doesn't mean you can rock it, right? You get in that, you get in a Volkswagen Golf convertible, and you roll up somewhere with the top down and get out with a jean jacket on and what's up? And they're like, I'm sorry. I'd be like, all right. It's fine by me, bro. Fine by me. We've got a herd of goats up in here today. Magsaurus had the Fiero when he was 20. Dude, they're fun. Little fast little cars are fun. I have my Volkswagen GTI. Another hatchback, little small one. I'd love to do a gut swap with it one of these days, but I need to save up some money for it. Turbo diesel Beetle. Want to K-swap that Jeep? You want a Jeep Grand Cherokee 2002 with a V8 in it? Come get it. Come get it. When that thing was running good, man, wow. Not that it's running bad now, it's just old and have a power steering issue. But man, that V8 in that old 2002 Grand Cherokee Limited, oof, that thing smoked. Geo Metro's too small. I don't fit in those. And they're just not cute enough. And then the Geo had the convertible. So you'd have to go with the convertible version. Better turn that off now. That's going to start blowing up. Where's everyone going discing today? But yeah, it was the Geo. Was it the Metro convertible or was there another one? Dank, just come get it. I just might. I mean, if it was in good shape and everything was right, I think it would probably be worth like a couple grand, maybe 1,800 to 2,500, something like that. But it has stuff that needs to be done. I mean, damn, it's got the nice alloy rims and then a matching full-size spare. So you got 5 matching rims that have like half-used tires on them. Hell, the tires alone could be worth, the tires and rims should be like $200 a piece. You got $1,000 in just 5 matching. Someone could buy those though and then put them on there. Oh, hey, Dan's live. What? Casey, what's happening? Of course I am. Saturday mornings. I've been doing a regular Saturday morning, regular Fridays, early Friday, Saturday morning, usually not Sunday. Monday, right before this Knives Fast channel. I've been doing that. Try to do some Tuesdays when I can. I got League on Wednesdays, my regular live on Thursdays, and we're back. You know, here we are, Casey. I learned it by watching you, all right? I learned it by watching you. Oh, he's buying a membership for somebody. Who got it? Marco? Marco just living on free memberships. I think he's got one like 3 or 4 times. I appreciate that, Casey. Cheers to you. Good morning. My coffee is getting cold. Hanging out here a little bit. We've been talking about cars. I think I'm going to buy a Pontiac Fiero. I mean, I could get a decent looking Fiero for like 10 grand. This just, oh God. If I had 10 grand to spend on that car, I would put 5 or 6 of it into my Volkswagen. If I had the money that I was going to do on that, which I'm planning to do, because I've said this before, I want to gut swap my Volkswagen. I need to find a late 90s, early 2000 like VR6 that was totaled in the back and have them take out the engine and the transmission and basically everything and gut swap it into my 1990. And it'd be choice. But I buy knives. So, yeah. Had a B18 swap, 92 Civic hatch with a turbo. Pretty big into cars in the teens. The Civics. Got arrested for driving unsuspended. Couldn't afford to get it out. Bummer. Yeah, when we're young, need a little shitbox soon. Daughter would be driving in like a year. Gotta, find something. It's like you want to find something that's cheap, but you also want it to be kind of reliable too, because you got a kid. I mean, I'm not into the people buying here's a new Audi TT for my 16-year-old or something. It's like, no. I got a junk car, but it ran, It's like you want to get a car that at least will like not break down on them all the time, because man, nothing be worse than having your kid getting stranded all the time and you having to go take care of that. What's my favorite folder? It changes. I have a top 5. My top 5 has like 15 knives on it. Currently, it's tough for me to say there's a number 1. But if I were to say what's my favorite right now, it's this right here. This is the Devo Stout V2. This is a premium lefty version. We have a Vanex black-coated hollow grind blade, titanium bolster with some nice micro milling, and then the glow camo carbon fiber, whatever. Great action on this. Thumbs out, real easy. Drops, shut, flicks out. Good choke up. I have a larger hand. I like a wider handle. What did I miss? Teens should drive bumper cars till they're in their 20s. Clint doesn't even have a car right now? I have 3, Clint. I need to get rid of one of them. Old Crown Vic. Got the old cop car. So this is definitely one of my absolute, this thing is just great. If I only had one, that could be it. It's tough though. I am not a 1 knife guy. I'm a 300-400 knife guy. I'm really liking some of the stuff over at Monterey Bay. This is their new version of their saber tooth with the titanium and the diamond texture on there. What is this? S90? I think this is a S90V blade. Yep. They also have the Wolverine is the same thing, except for an inch smaller. If you like a smaller knife, I like that little dual side, the little jimps, little choke up spot. I love textured or milled titanium. This is definitely another one that's in the top. That front flipper, boom. The Gecko Custom Pictus, more micro milled titanium S90V. Late 80s, early 90s Oldsmobiles run like a sewing machine, right? There's a guy by the park that has like 3 of those. They all are the same ones, but looking different. And they literally, he's like, drives one, probably the other 2 are for parts or whatever. Pictus is a really nice knife. This was the first knife I got in Blade Show Atlanta this year. The early bird, thanks to Steve. What's up, Steve? I don't know. I don't think he's in here this morning, but he got me an early bird ticket. And we went, and I basically went right over to Gecko and bought this Pictus with the dark wash micro milled titanium. Love it. Really happy I picked this one up. Then I went over and I saw Fred, and Fred was like, hey, maybe you should go over and get one of these. And I was like, oh, look, I already got one. So Fred approved. Was the one Fred basically told me to do first. Excuse me. And I already had one, so I was cool with that. 95 Bonneville with a 3.8. Paul's Integral will be here today. It's out for delivery. Is that the one that you just ordered yesterday and now it's already out for delivery? What about a daily workhouse horse, as those are pretty expensive for EDC work? Duh. Well, this one here, Kaiser Towser K, 154 cm frag titanium. This is about $100. Really nice jimps on the back so I can get in there. Nice choke up with some jimps for my larger hand. $100 solid knife. I kind of prefer the liner lock over the clutch lock from Kaiser, but it's definitely really solid. I love the feel of this in my hand. This was my favorite for quite a while. Good user. Just a nice daily beater type user. I love the Tempest Microjet, 154 cm. KC, the Nice Fast channel. You still in here, bud? But this one is a great user. A little bit more expensive on that one too. That one's about 150. So maybe we'll get down to the more budget size users that I've been into lately. Really liking Sencut. This is the new Sencut Awasi. These are about 40, 45 bucks. 9CR18 MOV hollow grind, really nice action, feels good in the hand, great user. For 40, 45 bucks, you can beat the crap out of it and not be too worried about it. What is my best pocket fixie? It's this one right here. The Auxiliary Manufacturing Captain's Bowie, AEBL, Ironwood, Rich Light. This is 1 of 11. I got number 1. Sorry, it's not in focus. This is the second knife that I went and grabbed at Blade Show Atlanta. He makes these out of Reno. Really nice jimps along the back. And here we'll get that crotch shot. This is the other reason. This is what he said about the best pocket fixie. This is the sheath that it came with. Right? And so, boom, drop this in there like that. Clip that ulti-clip down, and look at this. Even up. Boom. Great in the hand, solid. I have a big hand, but the handle is just big enough that my hand sits and grips the whole thing. My thumb can sit on there and do some cuts. Get in here for some draw cuts, and then boom. Look at how tight that is. That stays in there good, doesn't come out. Gotta give it a pull. Safe Queen. Lou, look. See that? That's cuts. That's a scratch. I've been using this. What I love about this is, boom, it fits there. It's tight. I've carried this. I've walked around at least a dozen times or so. I don't often carry a fixed blade, but of all the fixed blades I have, I've carried this one more than any other one that I've carried. You should buy the dude another $300 knife. That white and green folder that basically has the same kind of profile as this, except for this is a little more even here, but it's got that, oh, dude. They're gorgeous, but I think they're like $300, right? I don't need to put that back in there. But as far as I've carried that one probably a dozen times. I'm trying to think of any other ones that I've carried that much, and I really haven't. That slicey one, this Kubi Quaken, I've carried this one several times because it's small. Nice little slicer. Budget. These are around 50, 60 bucks. And then I put it right here. Yeah. So I got this clip from Lanyard Man. This is the Vero titanium clip. I put that on for here. So same kind of thing. Look at that right there. Nice little user. Sits in there nice. That Vero clip is pretty cool. Knife jeans don't present your ass well to the ladies? What are you talking about? What you talking about? TC Blades, what's happening? Good morning to you. This is a pretty good fixie for a daily carry. There's that Vero clip. Vero clip is nice. I'm thinking about putting it on a different knife. Don't carry this one as much, so I'd like to get a little more use out of that, so I might put it on something else and try it out there. I definitely prefer the Alti clip like that. These just work really good. They're thin. And they're only like 10, 15 bucks. So they work great. I've actually carried the Milita fixed blade quite a few times. You can see I've gotten some wear on that, a little bit of use. But the Milita fixed blade is nice. I like the extra jimps out on there. The only thing about this is it's larger. This one definitely is a bigger knife. So that's in your pocket. You've got a little bit more of it sticking out. And I just don't carry the fixed blades. I'm about to sneeze. Now that I told you I'm about to sneeze, it's going to go away. Yep, it's about to go away. Why is it when you start talking about it? The clip looks sweet though. The Alti clip or the Vero clip. The Vero clip is definitely cool. Not cheap. It's got a nice design though, and it's kind of one of those things, it takes a little bit to pop it in there, but once you get it in there, it's solid. And that's kind of more what you want with, like you want a clip for like a knife to slide off and in fairly easy, but then be secure. But like this, it's a little bit harder to get on there. You got to kind of get it in there, but that keeps this there. Then it holds that in a good spot, and you can just yank the blade out and then drop that back in there and not worry about it moving around. So in that aspect, it actually works really good. Like the Alti clip, that is basically lockdown. So you slide that under your pocket there, and when you go like that, it's not going anywhere. It is solid. Goes in tight. Correct. Milita Fixie's the only decent one according to Lou. Have you seen the Pocket Scalpel by Hintze? Anyone know anything about that? You ever hear of that one, Paul? Hintze, is that right? Let's see what Google says. Hintze, number 10 scalpel. There it is. Here, I'll bring it up here. Hold on a second. Anybody know about this? Magasaurus recommends, says this is the Hintze Custom Knives number 10 scalpel. Wow. He's a flight medic. Each one's given a number, blah, blah, blah. Wow. Shop here. Show me more. Would you like to see more? Oh, that blade is pretty dope looking. Anybody have one of these? Do you have one of these, Megasaurus? I have not, but I has Smooth Brain. Lots of badass little pocket scalpels out there. JHO. Folding scalpels? Can I just type JHO? That's it. Knives and tools. Interesting. This is the JHO GS3 rechargeable. It's got a rechargeable blade. Ooh, that's fun. So is this a friction folder? Wow. And it's a friction folder. Oh, it's a front. That's a front flipper. So it is a frame lock. I was going to say a friction folder I wouldn't be as interested in. But if it is a frame lock, so it's front flipper only, that's cool. That other blade on there, do they have? Here we go. It's a weird looking blade shape. Almost scalpel tip. Missing the tip, sorry. Look at the number 18. Finish. Nude. How do you finish? Nude. Nude. Interest. The little dots on the front there, those like the jimps. Couple dot jimps. Do you have this one, Paul? There's a pic. Dot jimps. This one doesn't look centered. It's got to be the angle. It looks like there's more space over here than it's like touching the side. Or it must be the light. There's no way they would make that and have them not be right in the center, I would think. That's cool looking though. I can dig it. How do I get out of this? Do I have to back? What? That's pretty neat. It's stupid smooth. Best Tech. Lou, sometimes a morning, that's the best. That sounds like a great morning. I mean, I don't know. The best part of waking up. I'm going to leave that page open and look at that some more. I already have a huge what do we got? Tyrell Knife Works, Koss, Tony Severio, Orion Knives, Kyle Royer. These are just some of the ones I got listed up here to look at more. Recommended from the Paul. The best part of waking up is Folgers. been there, right? KC spamming out. Spam, spam, spam. What's up, KC? KC, you might have disappeared for a second, but I did have this out. Someone was asking me what some of my favorite daily carry type of knives. Then I was like, they were looking for more beaters, and I realized it's like, oh, this one's kind of a, you know, you don't. This is not a budget, but it's not like a ultra premium either. It's kind of that great middle of the range kind of a user. I love this thing. I'm glad that I bead blasted it too. That contrast now when it closes, you can see the blade popping off of the black scales. I think that looks cool. I like the Ultim. I just ordered the Tri-Stash full piss Ultim. Whatever you say, Lou. You guys. But yeah, solid knife. So nice. I have it twice. Boom. The Micro Jet. There's Lanyard, man. What's going on, bro? Ciao. This is a dual wielding Micro Jets. Cliff, I didn't notice you. What's going on, Cliff? How you doing today? Which one do you like better? I know a lot of people don't like Ultim. I did get the plain Jane titanium, and then I did the Anno myself. So I got a nice light blue, Knives Fast blue. Some doofus said all your knives look the same. No. I think some of them might have a little bit of qualities where you can notice some similarity in a way, but not all look the same. They're all significantly different. Yeah, there are things that you like though, but that's kind of a thing. Like you listen to an album, you listen to like a music album, and the songs are different, but you can kind of be like, oh, this is the same, you know, the band. It kind of has a feel, a style, an essence. I think you got a good essence, bro. You got a good presence. Essence. But yeah, they're definitely different. Ultim looks like fly beer. Needs bubbles. Lanyard man just got the Tri-Stash. Did you get it in the mail already? Did you guys see the one that Fred the Lug modified? Fred the Lug took his Microjet and then he made a cut right here and opened up. If you look right there, notice the front of the blade. The way it's designed, it almost looks like it's got a front flipper to it, but when you close it, that disappears. Fred went and made this type of a cut on this side here. So that little knob right there is sitting out the same way it does here. And so then you've got the front flipper. It was kind of an interesting custom that he did to it. I liked it. I didn't even recognize the knife at first because I was only looking. He was holding it closed, and I could only see right here. And I think maybe had this side or whatever. But that cut right there, it made me not recognize it. Most of Lanyard Man's look similar because he avoids drop points. Sure. And that's just the ones you purchase. What is it? $9.25? Holy crap. How does that happen? How many times have I said that? A lot. I love you guys. I can sit here and jump on and go live, and the next thing you know, hours have gone by. I was live for 3 hours yesterday. MC didn't go live till later, and so I stopped just before Bees started up. Although KC did jump on live, so we went over to KC's live for a few minutes. But dude, I was 3 hours yesterday. I was going to do a project, and we didn't even get to a project. I want to start doing projects on some of the days. Definitely like a Monday or a Tuesday will be like a live stream project. And we didn't even get to it yesterday, and it was a 3-hour stream. He's also on IG and has a website. All right, let me grab this. Copy. Boom. All right, so TKE is going to be going live. He's scheduled to go live in 5 minutes. But, sorry if you're right looking at my ear here. Paste. Go. Amsler Tools makes a wicked looking scalpel. Wow, that's a big, can I copy all that? That's going to be a mess. Amsler Tools. There it is. This actually looks familiar. Can I get a better picture? Here we go. Sorry. Amsler. So Gabe mentioned this, the Amsler Tools. Anyone know anything about this? Tie mask is 2049 Hurricane razor. Looks like a little neck knife razor. Wow, those are cool. I'm not huge into the scalpel knives, but that is neat. Lou, yes, I do. We had some serious issues. I'm still actually here. I reviewed one of those a while back. Pretty cool for what it is. Yeah, I'm not a big scalpel knife guy, but they are interesting. I don't really carry like neck knives or anything like that, so it's not something I'm checking out as much. But the news is I have it basically ordered a anodizing rig. I have an anodizing station on the way. I don't know when the delivery is, but I should be getting that soon. Had some issues at work, not able to get in and be able to do some of the stuff that I do, so everything got put on hold. But now I'm getting some anodizing equipment, and I'm going to start anodizing in-house. As soon as I get it, I'm going to start testing like a madman so that I can get my system here running the same way that I have at work. And then once I've done a few tests and I'm killing it, then I will not be limited to when I'm able to do some of these ano jobs that I got things happen. Machines become not available, blah, blah, blah. Stacy and I are good, so that's what counts, right? It's okay that you're not a big scalpel guy because it's a small scalpel. KC with the quips. What do you think about this one, KC? The Sheriff. This is a one-off custom mirror edge on there. Micarta, long, thin handle, full tang, 154 cm from a custom maker. Just a little one-off we had with some extra stuff that I got at the Midwest Knife Makers Guild show. It's so nice, dude. Look at that mirror edge. It's just a little chunk of 154. It's just something about it. I saw it and I was like, dude, how many of these you got? And he's like, that's the only one. I just had a small piece and that's what I ended up with and put it on the table. I'm like, dude, you can make more of these. It looks like a fixed blade version. Dude, you're right. The blade shape. Wow, look at that. I'll be damned. That is very similar. I'm surprised I haven't held these up next to each other. Dude, the Finch Nocturnal. I really like the Finch. They're nice. I'd like to get an Undertaker. Needs a choil on what? The Finch? Or on this? This needs a choil? It's right there. Dude, with that there and your thumb right there, all the blade there, that's what you need. And then look, there's still handle out the back. Put a choil on there and get a second one. What is it? I know, was it Titanium Justin had one that somebody did and it's like 4 finger choils on it or some really thing like that. Just gnarly. All right. So did I did. Let me pin that. All right. So there's a pinned. It says TKE is supposed to start at 9:30. It is now 9:31, and he has not started yet. So we'll hang out for a few more minutes here. Once he starts up, I'm going to jump over there. Yeah, I like that knife. It's fun. And if anyone knows of a way for a sheath, a fork sheath, let's discuss. Let me know. A sharpening choil, you goober. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, no sharpening choil. You're right. You're right. I'll give you that. I bet Terry could make you something. I'm just, how would he, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, how can you make this fit in a sheath like tight? You know, like a blade kind of makes sense because you've got the thin part and it goes in and kind of gets stuck. But like a fork, it's kind of different. I'm not saying he couldn't. Maybe Terry could. I'll have to talk to him. But to me, it just seems kind of strange. Like, how would you, like, you probably have to have, like, you drop it in there and there's like a little strap or something that kind of holds it in, which I wouldn't be against. I think it would be cool to be like out camping and like got the fixed blade on one side and my fixed fork on the other. Like, oh, I'll try that. A wet molded sheath would probably be pretty easy. Right, but it has to be like it's wider here than here. So it's going to have to like grab there, and then this is just going to be kind of, look up forkscrew sheaths on Blade Binge. I got my fork screw. I need to shovel it in. Maybe it's not as hard as I'm imagining it to be. Listen, Penman. No biologist. Yeah. 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 Is he not? I guess it's standard issue for TKE. No offense, nothing but love. But he starts at 9:30, which is 9:37, 9:40. Pretty consistently. Oh boy. Make the sheath handle first with exposed tongs. Well, but then the tongs get, if I'm walking around, they could get dirty. Might have to settle for a loose pouch. I'm just going to toss it in my loose pouch with exposed tongs. What are we doing, kids? All right. That's it. Cutting it off. I've got the link right there. Click on that. Go over, check out TKE, hang out for a while. I got my video posted on the Herman in a couple of minutes here. And I'm going to be running around doing some stuff. Try to maybe set up some other lives soon. I do want to figure out what wood handles I'm going to start doing. I might start working on that today. I'm going to be over with family, so I don't know how much time we'll have with the games and stuff. But yeah, good stuff. Stay sharp. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Had a good time as always. Time flies when we're having fun with friends. We'll see y'all soon. Thanks for the new subs. We'll see you guys in some lives later.